Hello, this is my first devlog of most likely many for my game Shards of Glass, which is going to be my first big indie project solo attempt at a game, and I'm feeling confident. Uh, it will be a FPS survival exploration game where the player must explore different levels, manage resources, and not get killed by the environmental and hostile threats throughout each of the levels. So the first thing in this devlog that I would like to talk about that I set up is going to be the camera movement. The original camera movement in Unreal Engine is very snappy and just I don't like it at all. So this camera movement is much more simple, much more smooth. It actually feels like the character's turning their head to look at something. You can see when it's really fast that it becomes very like you're actually turning your head, which is really nice. The next thing that I do have set up is going to be the head bob. The head bob works pretty simply. It essentially checks the character's movement and the player's movement. If it's above a certain value, it will do this head shake, which is the sprinting head shake, which is fast. Looks like you're more like you're actually sprinting in real life. And the walking one, which is much slower. And then there's the crouching one. The crouching one is very slow because you are crouching. In the future, I might add crouch sprinting, maybe. Which will obviously have a higher head shake than regular crouching. The next thing that I did have set up was obviously the crouching. The crouching works pretty simply. Just hold left control, or left shift if you want it that way. It'll be an option in settings to change it. But as you can see, if I walk into here, I can't get through it. But if I crouch, I can. So that is the crouching mechanic setup, and there's one bug with it that I will fix in the next devlog, which is basically going to be if you release crouch underneath here, you can just stand up, but you cannot move. So I would most likely just make it so that it is locked to crouch, so you cannot stop crouching if you're underneath something. So that begs the question, what will I be doing in the next devlog? There are a few things that I have in mind. The first one is going to be leaning. Leaning is a interesting mechanic that a lot of games don't have. I personally like when, especially first-person games have leaning, because it just adds more realism to it. Now, it's not going to be snappy leaning, it'll most likely be slow and more realistic. But there will be leaning. Oh, I did forget to miss. Another thing that I did forget to mention was that I did set up a zoom in function to it. If you hold the middle mouse button, you can zoom in, and it works pretty well. Just to give it a little bit. It's less realistic, but it's more. I think it definitely helps a lot more in games when you can zoom in like that, just to see in the distance. The thing that I will be doing in the next devlog is going to be maybe setting up a simple UI for things like stamina. And that goes along with setting up a stamina system, because right now you can sprint forever. And I'm debating on whether I will want to do either fast sprint or long stamina. So like you can sprint for a while, or maybe have it shorter sprinting because you have a lot less stamina. But I will have to figure that out, and you guys can let me know if you want that. If you want either a long stamina but takes longer to regen, or a short stamina but regens way faster. So let me know. Another thing that will be coming is an inventory, a very simple inventory. Again, I'm trying to get the base mechanics of the game done, so I can figure out what needs to be changed before I start going into details like actually doing animations, sound effects, detailed models, stuff like that. So I will not be doing a detailed inventory, but it will be able to be picking up something like a cube that represents a bottle of water, so you can get a feel for replenishing thirst, the thirst bar. Another thing that I will be adding is jump fatigue, either jump fatigue or just decreasing the amount that you can jump, because right now you can just keep jumping and there's no problem. Which that'll go along with stamina, but yeah. So I think that is it for this devlog. Let me know what you would like to see. There's still a ton that I need to do. This is like the first like 0.5% of the game, which is getting the basic mechanics done. So that is it for the January 19th devlog, my first devlog of my game, Shards of Glass.